Here, let's see if you want some blueberry. I know the blueberries are your favorite. Oh, you got one. I got your next one ready for you right here. Here you go. So gentle. Hey, what's happening, herpers? So this week's video is a little bit heavier than most of my videos. It's nothing bad or anything, but while I was out herping, I actually found a snake that found a meal. And normally on this channel, I don't show any live feedings. I don't feed any of my snakes or lizards or any of my animals live prey. But this was a situation where I was out on a hiking trail. My wife and I were lucky enough to find a gopher snake and nature taking its course, which I understand is something that not... don't fall over. Which I understand is not something that everybody wants to see. So I figured I would start today's video off with a lighthearted L feeding. That way, if you are somebody who doesn't want to see a gopher snake eat a small ground squirrel, this is your sign to peace out. I'll see you next week with June's patron chosen video. I've been going out at night trying to get good footage for a night herping video. It's not quite there yet, but it is coming along and it should be out soon. So if you're somebody who doesn't want to see a wild gopher snake eating its... Oh, these are my fingers. Don't eat my fingers. Here's your food. I'm talking way too much with my hands to be doing this next to her. You're so messy. Look at this. Anyway, Elle's about done with her meal, so if seeing a wild gopher snake eat what it found out in the wild is something that you think might be a little too graphic for you or others you are watching this video with, I completely understand. I just wanted to include this warning for you. Ooh, didn't mean to spook you. Messy. Anyway, with that warning out of the way, if you are interested in seeing the gopher snake we found out in the wild eat, then make sure to hit the like button and come along. And I'll leave you in peace to finish the rest of this meal. Thanks for not biting my fingers, girl. Alright, I'm going. Just thought I could pet you before leaving. Here we are with the first find of the night. We're out on this trail just before sunset, and I caught this little ornate tree lizard chilling on the rock. And he probably is doing some real chilling right now because this video was filmed a few weeks ago when the weather was still getting kind of colder at night. It was about 68 degrees when we were out hiking. And I saw this lizard. You can see how dark he is. He was probably trying to soak up some of the last rays of sun before the sun goes down for the day. It's probably pretty obvious why they like these rocks, but as you can see, he can chill out here, soak up the last of the day's sun, and then when somebody starts poking around, whether it be a herper or a predator, he's able to just duck back into the crevices of this rock and be completely safe. Well, almost completely safe. You see, there are predators like this gopher snake that we found just a little further up the trail, and this was already enough to make my night. My wife and I started filming him, just enjoying him at a distance, kind of seeing what he would do. And this is one of the reasons why I really advocate that if you see a snake, yeah, it's cool to pick them up if you know it's not venomous and play with them. But two things. In some places where you may be hiking, it probably isn't actually legal to touch that snake. And the second thing, it can be so much more rewarding to not touch the snake and just see what they're in the middle of doing. Because if you see a snake, they're such solitary creatures. There's probably a reason why you're seeing it. Yeah, sometimes they're just out basking or trying to soak up some heat. But other times, you get lucky and you catch them while they're hunting, like this gopher snake now. As you can see, there's a lot of rapid tongue movement. He is flipping his tongue in and out really quickly, and that is how you can tell he is smelling out where food potentially is. I don't know how long he's been on the trail of this food, if he followed it back to the hole, or if he has just been smelling it out. But as you can see, he has almost found something. Oh, and I think he just lunged for it. And check it out, he's excited, he's wagging his tail, he's got the happy tail just like Lucy does when she's eating. I think this gopher snake just found some food, guys. This is crazy. I haven't heard or seen whatever might be living in that hole yet, but there has to be something the way he's moving. That is a snake that has just found a meal and is trying... Oh my god, it just ran right over my foot.
Oh my gosh.
The chipmunk that dashed over my foot was lucky enough to get away, but unfortunately his roommate wasn't as lucky. Is that one trying to scare it away from the one that didn't get away? Or is his head? Oh, I think I see. Oh, poor thing. There's the mouth of the snake right there. Oh man, gopher snake was on his game tonight. That chipmunk was so close to getting away. You can look back up at the top side of the rock. The gopher snake had to chase him all the way into this hole, and it looks like the chipmunk almost made it out of the bottom, but he just wasn't fast enough today. Oh, there's the snake's eye. I think he got it. He just let go of it. Wow, I hope just how wild that was comes through on the video. I was not expecting to find this tonight. This was just incredible. And don't get me wrong, I love chipmunks. Part of me was sad to see this one get eaten, but just like chipmunks have their part to play in the ecosystem, so do snakes. And snakes are one of the predators that helps keep the chipmunk population from getting out of control, because as cute as they are, they can cause a lot of damage, and quite honestly, more damage than snakes can. For one, there's just a lot more of them, so damage comes with numbers, but that damage can take the form of up to 30-foot long burrows that they dig, depending where they're digging those burrows and if it's an issue. They can chew into home and vehicle wiring and cause a bunch of issues that way, and if their population gets too big or too close to where people are living, they can start spreading disease through both fecal matter and the fleas and ticks they can sometimes carry. So yeah, I will admit, I was a little sad watching this chipmunk get eaten, but I was thrilled to see this gopher snake land a meal and give us this up-close glimpse at the circle of life. And on a less serious note, it also reassured me to see how long it takes this gopher snake to settle in and decide to finally eat the meal that it is killed, because that is the same behavior I see from my Honduran milk snake and my rattlesnakes. They always take their sweet time, and I've always kind of wondered, is it a captivity thing, or is this just something snakes do? And then when I share the videos, there's usually somebody in the comments who's going to say something along the lines of, well, of course it's having trouble finding the food, or of course it doesn't want the food, it was pre-killed and frozen thawed. But as you can see, this wild gopher snake is taking just as much time to start in on his meal that we just saw him kill. So I can say as confidently as ever, my snakes at home are not missing out on anything by eating frozen thawed prey, other than of course the risk of the rat scratching or biting my snake's back, which I am happy to let my snakes miss out on. Anyway, this is about all the action I got from the gopher snake this night. As you can see, I can't really see what's going on. He has fully dragged that meal back into the rocks for him to eat, which is good for him. It means that a bird or other predator isn't going to be able to come and pick him off while he is really vulnerable with his mouth occupied for the duration of his meal. That was a little hard to watch, but I've got to say I'm happy for the gopher snake. Look at him, landing a place to stay and a meal all with one strike. And that's going to do it for this week's video. Thank you for watching all the way to the end. I hope that means that you enjoyed this week's video. If you did, make sure to leave a like so I know to make more videos like this in the future. If you didn't like this video and you think I should avoid posting stuff like this in the future, then let me know that down in the comments too, because like I said, I think, as far as I know, this is the first live feeding I've ever posted on this channel. It is something I've generally avoided doing on this channel just because it's not necessary. I mostly keep captive snakes, and captive snakes just don't need to have live prey, and it's more risk than it's worth usually. But snakes in the wild are gonna eat, they need to eat, and I hope that sharing this with you today wasn't too graphic. But please be sure to let me know your thoughts down in the comments. And finally, I'd like to finish the video by thanking all of the patrons that make this channel possible, or at least make it possible for me to continue making videos as frequently as I do. If you saw the video of me relocating a rattlesnake I found while picking up a Grubhub order, you know that that's how I've been paying my bills. All of my patrons make it possible for me to take time away from delivering food and put that time into making these videos that I hope you all enjoy. So with that, thank you to my head herpers, Ollie Ward, Amanda Lynn, Deborah Torgerson, Jane Cabin Girl, JCH, Lindsay Justice, Loki and Thor, Sierra Sicard, and Tiffany H. And as always, I would like to thank all the members of the Herpin Hippies and Helpful Herpers tiers whose names are scrolling up your screen now. And I also owe a special thank you to MV Nash for leveling up their patron support this month and going from being a Herpin Hippie to being a Helpful Herper. MV Nash has been a longtime supporter of this channel. Anybody supporting this channel at any tier level means the world to me, but to see somebody who's already supported the channel for so long go and up their tier level, I'm not telling anybody else to do this or saying that anybody else has to do this. I just want to make sure y'all know how much your support means to me. Whether you support for 1 month, 2 months, or 30 months, it doesn't matter. I'm going to be here making these videos as much as I can to the best of my ability. Everybody who supports this Patreon helps me continue to do that, and it just really means a lot to me that there are people who care about helping me continue to make these videos. So with that, one last time, thank you so much to all of my patrons. Your support means the world to me. And lastly, if you aren't subscribed to the channel, make sure you are subscribed so you don't miss my next video, which is going to be going out and doing some night herping. Anyway, that does it for this week's video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a fantastic rest of your week. I hope a giant gopher snake doesn't slither inside your home and eat one of your siblings. But most of all, I hope that you just keep herping.